Good evening, guys, or should I say good morning? Depends where in the world you're listening from. Welcome back to episode number 4 of Be Real Reveal. This is Men's Mondays. Yeah, now you're probably wondering if you briefly saw my other episode 4. Where the hell did that disappear to? Well, there's a good reason for that. I've had to completely redo the entirety of episode 4 and redraft everything. Because when I put that original episode up, let's just say I thought that I found a really nice girl, and I could begin what would have been an amazing relationship. And literally within 2 days of that, she just pulled the rug right out from under my feet, and yeah. And literally, that happened, like, within 2 minutes of, putting the episode up. 2 minutes, I had a message off her basically saying it's done. So, that episode was then therefore null and void, so I had to erase that and, redo everything. Which kind of put me on a topic of a different rewrite for this draft. So Valentine's Day for me, it was good, but it ended not that great. So things happen, I guess. Things happen. I'm okay now. I'm good. You know, I'm over it, kind of. All thanks to a few very good friends of mine who I'm going to really give an honorable mention to, these 3 special girls out there who were there for me when I just felt like I was spiraling down. So before I get into everything for today, I want to say a huge thank you to Katie, my best friend in the whole world, and to Faye, my also second best friend in the whole world. And also to a really lovely girl called Tempest, who was pretty much the first person to ask me if I was okay, and to call me, and to talk to me, and just overall take my mind off everything, I guess. So, big thank you to Tempest. It's really refreshing knowing that there's people there to catch you when you feel like you're falling. So, yeah. Valentine's Day, for me, it was, unusual. Really unusual. I don't hold any ill will against the girl. I mean, she's not a bad person at all. You know? And I wish her the best for the future. I do. Because the reasons behind it were a little complicated. But I wish her the best, and it's just a shame. It's a real damn shame. But I just gotta move on. I just gotta move on and focus on the rest of my life, I guess. You know, things happen. And that's why on my first topic today, I'll be talking about dealing with breakups. Quite fitting, I guess. So today is Men's Mondays, the first week of the new setup. So this is just for the guys for today, actually. Though, like I said, ladies can feel free to listen to, by all means. But this is for the guys. This is for us dudes. Your day, ladies, is on Wednesday, Women's Wednesdays, and then everybody all together can join in for Funny Fridays. So, today we got a few things to go for. We got an interesting topic of the day, too. That should be quite fun to talk about. And, we're going to talk about dealing with breakups first, and, when to move on, and taking you time. So we got 3 nice little segments before topic of the day. So yeah, if you're enjoying these podcasts, then feel free to, like you said, subscribe to the channel. Get yourself involved. Click the notification bell so you can keep up to date with everything that's happening. And don't forget to like the Facebook page too. If you want to ask any questions, if you want to get more involved with the show, then get in touch in contact with the Facebook page. The link is in the description below. And share the love. Share the love with your friends, with your family, with whoever. Because this show will only work to its maximum effect with you guys helping me out and just spreading the word. So do it. Do it now. Yeah, my arm sucks. So, anyway, let's kick things off with our first segment, dealing with breakups. Man, I love those little fills. I might even change things up, like, the further things go along and sort of write new ones, like new little random ones to kind of put in there. I don't know. Anyway, dealing with breakups. I mean, I already briefly explained about what happened with me, but I'm going to go into it a little bit more for you guys, okay? And again, personal experience, especially if there's somebody that's autistic like me, and this thing just kind of freaks me out, and it sends my world crashing down, you know, it's awful, because I know that the first week, I didn't delve too much on autism, and I did say in my first episode that the center point of these episodes are going to be like trying to focus on guys and girls that have got autism as well. So it's a little bit more relatable for us Aspies, you know? I've got Asperger's, so as I explained. So that's the center point, and I'm going to try and fit things around that a little bit more this week. Maybe not today, but from Wednesday and Friday, I'm going to focus a little bit more on that, and especially as of next week too. So you'll have to forgive me if I didn't put too much of that in last week. So dealing with breakups. Okay, guys, let's face it, okay? I don't care who you are or how long you have been with any girl. The moment that she ends things with you, that stuff hurts. It hurts like hell. But here's some important tips to help with that healing process to get you back up off the ground. Photos, pictures, right? Videos. Guess what? Get them deleted. Go on your phone, on your computer, on your Facebook, your social media, whatever, and start deleting them. The sooner you do it, the better. Rip it off like a Band-Aid. Just rip it off. Maybe keep one if you have to, but delete the rest. I say keep one because, me personally, it reminds me of what happened and why I should never go back to what hurt me. And maybe it can be the same for you. It reminds you of what happened and why you shouldn't go back to what hurt you. But when and if you move on, then delete it. Because you won't need it anymore. Try not to get into any self-destructive habits either, okay? So whether you start drinking too much, or whether you just start hurting yourself or making yourself feel bad, or blaming yourself, or questioning, or overthinking too much. I know it's hard, but try not to do that. Because it'll make you feel worse. It does, okay? First-hand experience, it does. Even though at the time it's what you want to do, but it makes you feel worse. Especially if you hit the bottle, you're going to wake up with a huge headache and you're going to feel like crap. You're going to feel worse than what you did in the beginning. So try and avoid it if you can. And don't drink too much, alright? Instead, surround yourself with good friends or loved ones. And hey, it's okay to cry. It's okay to let your emotions out. Get all that hurt out so that you can heal. If you phone one friend and you cry with them, and then you phone another and you cry with them, you do it as much as you need to heal. Just get it out there and let the pain flow. Write it and get it out of your system. Okay? Get the hurt out. Now you're gonna feel different kinds of things. And that's okay. You've just got to allow yourself to feel them. You've got to allow yourself to feel them. It can go a bunch of different ways. You can get angry, okay? You can get cold. You can feel enraged. You can feel worthless. You can feel down. All kinds of emotions and feelings you're gonna feel, and that's okay. But you can't dwell on them. Cause take it from me. Yesterday was a hard day for me. It was a hard day. Sure, I feel fine now. And it's still there in the back of my mind a little bit. But for me, at first I was angry, as well as heartbroken. I was angry because I thought to myself, all girls are going to be the same. When's this going to change? When's it gonna end? Am I forever gonna be feeling these same things? Am I gonna experience the same crap over and over again? Of opening myself up to girls just to get stomped on and crushed. And I was cold, man. I was very cold. I had a lot of anger build up. And I couldn't vent it out. And this is why I was so grateful for when Tempest called me, because she got all that out. She came along and she got all that out of my system, and I forgot about it. I forgot about it, and I felt better about myself. I felt better in me, and it didn't hurt as much anymore. It didn't hurt as much anymore because she's been through the same things. And she gets that same level of pain. So this is why I say it's important to communicate with people and talk to somebody, because you can get it out of your system, especially if they relate to what you've been through. So don't be afraid to open up to your friends and to your family, and to anyone that's there for you. Okay? Just let it out. Because you will feel these things. And it's okay. It doesn't matter if you get angry. It doesn't matter if you get upset. It doesn't matter if you feel low. You just gotta remember that you've got to try and pick yourself back up afterwards, okay? So, let's move steadily on to the next segment, which relates to this, but it's a little bit different. So, let's move straight on to the next segment, when to move on. Okay, so, when do you move on? So, you've been doing the self-care, you've been trying to go through each day, but how do you know when it's time to move on to somebody else? Well, hold on a second, let me grab this cup of coffee here. You know me, I'm always drinking coffee in my shows. Oh, that's good. So where was I? So, how do you know when it's time to move on to someone else? Well, the short answer is when you no longer think about that other person as much, and when you start talking to somebody else and you feel like you can talk to them without mentioning your ex, then it's time to move forwards. Technically, you could move on whenever you want to, but you run the risk of carrying memories which might pour out onto your next date. And you want them first to know you as the confident person you are, and not give off the impression you're still hung up on your ex. You have to be almost at peace with yourself to enable yourself to bring someone else into your life. You've got to watch for these vibes and gut instincts too, as well. That's important. It doesn't matter how hot you think they are or how good looking they are. Have a little self-respect and protect yourself. Because if you feel for 1 second that you can't trust them and that they seem the type of girl who lies and cheats, then you gotta stay away. If they've let you down too many times and they make no effort back, then keep your walls up. Because at the end of the day, it's time that you need to realize and understand that you must now be earned by them, not the other way around. The only way to move on from this, when you've been hurt so badly, especially so many times like I have, is it comes to a time where you gotta say to yourself, enough is enough, and you gotta just move on and do a different routine. Do it differently for yourself. Because you gotta be earned by them, not the other way around. You've also gotta make sure that, well, I'll get onto this in just a second. Let me clarify on a couple other things I mentioned. That, let's go back to when I said about giving off previous relationship energies of your ex onto your current girl that you're dating, right? If you're consistently telling this girl all the bad crap about your ex, they're kind of eventually going to get bored of that. And they're going to think, well, he's still hung up on her. How's he ready to move on? And she's not going to want to move on with you because you're not focusing on her. You're not focusing on getting to know her. You're just focusing on your ex and how she screwed you over because you haven't moved on. So that's what I'm saying. To move on, you got to clear that up first. Get it out of your system, clear it up. Because when you move on to somebody else, you want to be able to focus on them, entirely on them. Sure, yeah, it's okay, maybe if they ask, what happened in your past, but don't go into too much detail unless they ask. Sure, tell them what you've been through. Let them know how much you've been hurt before and that you don't want to go through all that again. Maybe if that's why you've got your walls up and they want to know why, then explain that to them and say, look, well, I've just been hurt before real bad and I don't want to get hurt anymore. And as much as I like you, I just got to work on this. We got to work together. You got to work together. Because the only way things can work with another person is gradually and slowly. Because they got to break those walls down for you. Don't just take them down and open yourself up in case you get hurt again, because it's just going to be a vicious cycle and it won't end. So sure, maybe explain a little bit, but don't go into too much detail. And that's when you know you're ready to move on. Okay? Awesome. So going on to the next little part of this, you got to make sure that unlike a certain someone who one of my friends is dating, who is a complete insecure douchebag with trust issues through the roof, and is probably the most toxic guy I've ever heard about. If you don't get your healing done, you won't ever get your feeling won. That's right. If you have severe trust issues, if you've been hurt a lot, and if you're gonna doubt the next person you're dating, you're not ready to move on. Because you're gonna become toxic without realizing it. You're gonna think that you're the bee's knees and that there's nothing wrong with you, but you're gonna start spilling out onto this girl and displaying toxic traits. And you can sit there and go, oh, I hate this type of guy. I hate guys that do this. But guess what? If you're not over the crap you've been through, you're gonna become that guy that you hate. So don't do it. Heal yourself first. Yeah. It's simple. Don't put another girl through the same crap that she's probably experienced with hundreds of guys before you. Remember, you want to be the good guy that she's looking for because you want to be with the good girl that you're looking for. So make sure you heal yourself to avoid becoming a toxic guy. Okay? You don't want to be the next of them. You want to be the very first of you. To quote a line from my favorite song. So, heal yourself. Get your crap done. Get it out the way. Because this guy that's dating my friend, he's not done that. And that's why it's not working. Because he's paranoid. He's insecure. He accuses her of cheating every day. He's always asking to see messages. He's always asking to see screenshots. Even me! I've been accused by this butthead of cheating with my best friend. Like, for real? Dude, screw you, okay? That's what I gotta say. Screw you. Because you're paranoid, man. Guys like that won't have a successful and happy and healthy relationship. Because why? They're just not over the crap they've been through. Can you see what I mean? Is this breaking through to any of you? I really hope it is. Don't be like this dude. Or any dude that's like that. Get your healing done, guys. Seriously. I would hate to be one of these guys. I'd hate to be like that. Because girls deserve to be treated with respect and love and compassion and care and understanding, and we have got to be the gentlemen that these girls so desperately crave. Just like we so desperately crave for them to be the perfect girls we have been looking for. But the only way we're going to do that is if we're all 100% in ourselves first. Alright? So that's how you know pretty much when to move on. And speaking of moving on, let's get into the next segment. So this is about taking you time. Taking time for you. Now this is important. You ever feel like you want to run away and start life anew somewhere else and just begin all over again? If you hit some kind of reset button? Well, that's kind of what taking time for yourself is about. It's important to take that you time so that you can get yourself in order. Do whatever you can to feel like you can handle your day, whether that's gaming, sleeping, hitting the gym, hiking, whatever hobbies that you love, then go and do them for you without the constrictions of other people. Learn to put yourself first before anybody else for a while. I mean, I'd often sit around scrolling endlessly through TikTok or Instagram. And then maybe after I'd get bored of that, I'd smash out some Call of Duty. Maybe have a me date, where I take a night just to chill with myself, me, myself, and I. So I'd take a bath, I'd throw on a movie and relax with a cold beer, and get some sleep without any distractions, and just shut out the world for the day and enjoy my own company, myself, or at least try to. It's easier said than done. You know, I know that. It's easier said than done. But if you don't start taking that necessary time for you now, then how are you going to get it if you meet somebody else? You'll be focusing your energy on them rather than on you first, and you won't get anything done that you need to do. Sure, ideally you want someone to support you, of course, but that's why you have to focus on your own things and find a balance. So when someone comes along, they can be content with how you are and who you are. Like, I love these podcasts. They are literally the only thing that's keeping me going insane right now. Hence why I do them 3 days a week. Because it gives me my me time. So I sit and I write up a draft and then I record and then I edit everything ready for upload. And yes, I even listen back to my own podcast to make sure they're right. Because half the time, believe it or not, when I'm seeing this stuff off of the paper that I've wrote down, it doesn't always sink in my own head. So when I listen to it back, I'm like, wow, I actually gave good advice. That sounds pretty good. I give myself advice. I'm like, that's pretty good. I surprise myself. So let's say I met someone. I'm doing these podcasts, right? I'm doing these podcasts and I want to make sure that they're okay with me doing these episodes every week. They would be supporting me in that and complimenting me as I would also be complimenting her. But this is why you time is necessary to get your crap together so that you can do just that. Because if you just move on to somebody and you're not having that you time, and let's say maybe, you start hanging around each other's pockets too much. Eventually, you're going to want some space to do some stuff. And it might be awkward. If you're with the wrong person, it might be awkward because you're, like, say, for example, if I wanted to sit here and record an episode like this, which could be up to an hour long at most, depending on how much I got to go through, do I really want to be comfortable doing that, knowing that I got a girlfriend upstairs who is waiting to watch a movie and she's probably going to get all crappy about it? Or do I want someone that understands that my passion for these and who might even sit next to me and support me and even join in? What do I want best? I'd rather go for the second option, but how am I going to get that second option? By having the me time. Taking my me time so I can do what I want to do. Yeah. Because I'll give you an example. There was this girl I was with for about a week. I couldn't write any music in that week. Why? Because she was such a paranoid, schizophrenic nut bar. I can get 5 minutes to myself without being accused of being up to no good. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't even go out anywhere with my mom without her kicking up a fuss because she didn't like being on her own or going out. Bad, unhealthy relationship that I just dived into without taking my time to get to know them. Now, yeah, okay, sure. Some people, it works really well. I'm not disputing that. Some people, it works really well. You can find somebody and click instantly. And it works out for the best. And those are the amazing things of this world. You meet somebody that clicks and you're just there together perfectly. And it's like hitting a bullseye on a dartboard or winning the lottery. It's just luck, I guess. That you come across your soulmate just like that. But for some of us, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of kind of like, I don't know, it's like a bingo game. I know it's going to sound stupid, but it's like a bingo game. You got all these different tickets in front of you, and yeah, you might have some numbers that match, and you might maybe win a little bit on some, but you're not gonna get that bingo, that big win, unless you've kind of gotten lucky, I guess. So, it's the same thing almost with dating and relationships. It's kind of down to luck, but it's also down to really kind of filtering people out as you go along and getting to know people as to who they are and if they can compliment you. And that's why the me time is important. So that when it comes to meeting people like this, you're doing the stuff you love to do and they can join in on you in that, hopefully. And if they can't join in with that and you can't join in with their stuff, then you're not compatible and you've saved yourself a lot of trouble and you can move on. And there's another thing. You'll be ready to move on already because you've avoided self-revelation. You've avoided another heartbreak. Why? Because you took your time. You've identified the areas of a person, the compatibilities of a person, see if whether they're right for you or not. And if you've come across something that's not right for you, you've saved yourself the heartbreak. Yeah? So you time, it's important. So let's move on a little now to our favorite, well, my favorite part of the show. Oh yeah, that's right. You know what time it is. It's time for Topic of the Day. That's right, Topic of the Day. Oh man, I love that jingle. That's so cool. I'm thinking of making like a more epic one of that. So it's like, Topic of the Day. Ah, man. Anyway, Topic of the Day today is about camping and road trips. Now, this is going to be interesting because I've not actually wrote anything down. On my computer in front of me, it just says, just wing it. Because I'm going to just wing it. Camping and road trips. The thing I love about camping and road trips is, I've never been camping before. Never. I've never ever been camping. I wanted to. I've just never done it. Road trips, I've never even been on a road trip, I don't think. I mean, yeah, I've been on, like, days out and stuff, back when I had my old car. I've been on days out to places, but what I'd really love to do is, and this is something I'm actually planning to do once I got a new car. I'm gonna go on a little road trip around the UK. Just me, myself, and I. And I'm gonna just go around the UK. I'm gonna set some money aside. I'm gonna camp out at some nice spots. I'm gonna plan where I can go, how long for. Maybe I might go away for a week if I can. And I'm just gonna be me in the car in the open road and some nice scenic driving routes. And I'm just gonna take that me time. There's that word, me time. So that I can have some time by myself to think and reflect and discover some stuff about myself and just have fun. Because having no car sucks. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Having no car sucks. I hate using the trains. I hate using the bus. And even getting an Uber is irritating because I want to be the one behind the wheel. I hate riding passenger. I want to be the one driving. So I'm going to be doing that again soon, in a couple of months. The only hard part that I'm struggling with is just the waiting period. waiting for that date to come. 2nd of April. That's when I'm hoping to get my new car. Yeah. Because hopefully if 2nd of April comes along, I get my new car, then I can go out and do what I want to do. And I can plan this road trip. And camp, too. Because it's something I've never done, but it's something I've always wanted to do. And I think it'd be good for me. So, I don't know about you guys. How many of you have been camping before? Or been on a road trip? Have you got like a little caravan? Or an RV? Or a motorhome? You go camping in a tent? Where's your favorite places? Where's your favorite spots? Give me some tips of places to visit. So that I can note these down and go see them for myself. If you got any great camping places, then hit me up in the comments section below or get in touch with the page on Facebook. Tell me some of your favorite camping stories. If you got any interesting, funny camping stories or tales from your road trips you've been on, and like where you've been. How long did you go for? Things like that. I want to know this stuff. This is your chance to interact with the show. Topic of the day is always about me interacting with you guys and you interacting with the show. And having a laugh, having fun. Because I want the show to be fun. I want it to help people, but I also want it to have a little bit of lighthearted humor and be fun, too. So camping and road trips. Where's your favorite place to go? Where do you like? I know where I like to go. I've never been to Scotland before. Believe it or not. No lie. I have never been to Scotland before. I've never been there. The closest I've been to Scotland is like the Lake District. And turning off at a motorway just before Carlisle, I think it was. But I've never been to Scotland before. Never. So that's a place I'd love to go at some point. The furthest south I've been was Bournemouth. That's the furthest down south I've been. Bournemouth Beach. And that was last year in the summer. That was a pretty good little drive out, actually. But I've never been anywhere else, like far north or southwest or anything. And so there's places I want to see. I want to go and see, like, the cliffs of Dover. See what all the fuss is about. The big white cliffs. You know, I want to go and see Cornwall, and like Land's End or John O'Groats. Although I'll probably never get that done in one day, but it'd still be cool, I guess. There's a lot of mileage, a lot of driving. And you know, there's loads of places I'd love to see. Because it's just freedom. It's freedom. Driving is freedom. It is. It's the ultimate freedom of the road, driving around. The only thing I hope is that my car didn't break down, because that'd suck. But yeah, get in touch with the show. I want to hear about your camping trips. I want to hear about your road trips, your favorite places to go, your favorite places you've been, and any wild little stories you've got. Drop them in on the comment section below, or message them in through to the Facebook page, which is in the link in the description, and I'll give you a little mention out for the next episode. So yeah. Speaking of, as well, I did have a little bit of feedback from the Valentine's Day special I did on Friday. Faye messaged into the show. And she told me that her favorite Patronus, because we wrote about Harry Potter and what you do if you were a wizard last episode. And she said that her favorite Patronus would be a phoenix. So that's pretty cool. The phoenix is cool. Because like the phoenix, I suppose you would rise up from the flames. You'd burst into flames, you'd turn to ash, and then you would rise from the ashes. Brand new. So that's kind of cool. I like that. I think I said mine would have been a wolf or a bear. Just because they tear people apart. But anyway, that was last week. If you haven't heard that, then go and check it out. But yeah, camping and road trips. Get in touch with the show. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And it's the same if you got any suggestions for any topics of the day that you want to hear. If you got any ideas, get in touch. If you got any questions about anything you might need some help or advice about, get in touch. If you have any questions for me, get in touch. Do that in the comment section below or through the Facebook page. Do it now. Do it now. Send in your messages. I want to hear your messages and I want to hear your questions. But do it through the Facebook page. Do it now. My Arnold Schwarzenegger voice sucks. I know. So, that is all we got time for today, for this episode. So I want to thank you for listening for the first Men's Mondays. And, again, get in touch if you need to ask anything. Give me your feedback. Comment, like, subscribe, share, the usual. And I will see you guys in the next episode, which is Women's Wednesdays. So, but until then, as always, be real to reveal the real you inside. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and I will see you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.